Well, welcome back. Welcome back to the garage. I have bought a new piece of equipment. Get the camera to focus here. I got a Grizzly G0704 metal milling machine. It is for metal working. I like to build out of metal, like to fab. I like to work with wood, but this is gonna be my metal shop, my little machine shop. I just invested in this machine. I was looking at several machines. I called the service department for Grizzly, very friendly people. I asked them some questions about nylon gears. All tabletop models they have nylon gears. They're all foreign made. Just about everyone you look at in tabletop versions foreign made. There's a few I'm sure it's not, but most of all of them is basically the same machine with a different name. This is the 1 horsepower machine. It's got the biggest table. It's got the 7x27 table. Got like a 13-inch reach on the neck as far as running the head up and down. It comes with the RPM gauge right above the dummy e-stop. That's not a real e-stop. That's another thing here in a minute. The spindle travel, I have a DRO for it. I did not get the machine that had all the other 3 axes. It was $1,000 more basically, or $900 more. A 704 is pretty much a G0758 with a cabinet. A G0759 is pretty much the 704 with a digital readout. They're all pretty close there. There's a few little things that's different, but basically they're the same machine. I went in the middle. I got the one with the stand, and of course this, and we'll look at the buttons now. It's got the forward and reverse, which I like. It's got the 2-speed gearbox, and though it's got some nylon gears in it, the transmission's nylon. The motor gear is, I think, brass or something around that. The last gear on the spindle is metal of some sort. Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't look into exactly what it was. I know it's in the metallic line anyway. Afraid to know. It comes with this safety door. It has to be shut to run. It's got a safety switch. I leave it open when I'm not running. Now for the dummy e-stop. It does work kind of like an e-stop, but technically it's just a plastic knob on a box. You start buttons in here, you stop button, you leave that open, and if you hit this, it'll actually push the stop button in. Not necessarily an e-stop, but it kind of works like one. As I said, I did call the service department. They was willing to answer any questions. I asked them about the nylon gears, if they was reliable, and he said yes, they were very reliable as long as you treat the machine like you're supposed to. He said a machinist knows how to run the machine and not overwork it. He said overworking is what gets your gears. It will actually eat the nylon gears out of it if you push it too hard, which I've done this kind of stuff for a long time. I'm not really scared of it. I just want to know if they was reliable and they was tough, and he said yes, they last for years. He said most of the time people are calling for upgrades and not for repair parts. He said you have an occasional one that blows the gears out, but he said it's generally done by somebody that was just trying too hard with it. Didn't have the knowledge to know when they was overloading it. The vise did not come with it. Bought the vise separate. Vevor, V-E-V-O-R. It's a good vise. I mean, I don't know if it's how accurate it really is. I haven't really put a dial indicator on it, but I lined it up and got it trued in, and I've started using the machine already, so I can't really turn the adjustments and show you. The X and Y, they turn 1 revolution is 100 thousandths, which is good. The spindle travel it's got the fine adjustment here. Of course, you got the regular handles here. By turning this in, you turn on the fine adjustment. If you screw this out, these handles work. You can see the high-low. I've showed that a while ago. To raise the head up and down, you do have this handle, and it does come up quite a bit. You can see where the top of the line is here. So this thing will get way on up there. I've got it pulled down on a rack and pinion gear. I have started building the rack of a rack and pinion setup. And I'm taking my time because I'm using a small 1/8 bit. It's a quiet machine. I mean, for something turning 1,000 RPMs, it sounds pretty good. You don't need earplugs or nothing to run with it. A lot of them said the gears was noisy. This is pretty good. I went with one with a 2-speed transmission because I like low range, especially when you're turning the bigger bits. And I like the fact that it's gear reduction. That should help on keeping your speed constant. I didn't like the belt drive that a lot of them has. They replaced the gears and the transmission with a belt drive and a set of pulleys, and they say the motor's high torque enough you don't lose RPMs, but I didn't want to try it. I wanted something that I know is in gear. Something I know that I can put in low range and turn a bigger bit. Even though you've got to be careful with this one. You got to know your limitations. I'm pretty confident it's going to be a great machine. I heard the cabinet was kind of cheap. It is a little flimsy getting it in here, but if you get it on flat surface, I've got it shimmed right now. It does really well. I mean, the machine's not shaking or nothing. I haven't put anything heavy on the machine, but it's a little short. I'm 6'3", and I'm having to sit in a chair to run this because it's too aggravating to stand above it. I do think in the next few days, if I can, I'm going to find a 4x6 or an 8x8, and I'm going to raise this thing up. I'm going to put them crossways under it. There's some holes to mount it to, and get this thing a few more inches off the ground. I think it'll help me and help steady it too if I stick it out just a little bit on each side, because you're not really going around, this side or around that side. The front's what you got to really watch. I shouldn't stumble over it if it's sticking out another inch or two, because the table's going to stick out quite a bit. And I'll probably cut them off at an angle to try to save myself. But we'll have to have a running video before too long. I just thought I'd cover some of the basics with it. It did come with tools, by the way. It did come with a chuck. It come with the R8 collet for the chuck. It is an R8 machine. So it's accessible to a lot of tooling. I think it's going to be a great addition to my shop. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I've talked long enough. Y'all have a good day.